Okay, we're back cooking with Cheron. And remember the SNAP challenge, $6 a day for 30 days? We have many options I've been sharing along the way. I have another one for you today, which is a tuna casserole. I mean, I know we don't have all this fancy stuff, but trust me, I grew up on tuna casserole. I love it. I mean, maybe some people have never heard of it or ever tried it, but trust me, you're in for a surprise. If you like fish and you like macaroni and cheese or some version of it, this is kind of similar. So remember, part of our initial pantry or grocery store run, we purchased 4 cans of tuna. I'm going to use 2 of them today, along with the elbow macaroni that we had, the elbow noodles. So this box, we have 1 box of it. I actually already prepared half of it. Half of the box, I used those noodles. Remember, we used the noodles for another entree before. We had a block of cheese. So I grated this cheese, and it ends up being probably about 1.5 cups of grated cheese. It's more or less to your personal preference as far as the taste and the consistency of what we're going to actually mix all together. And then I have a cup of milk. Remember, part of our original pantry items were sweet peas. As I was looking at these again today, I realized I grabbed the wrong peas. These are petite sweet peas. It doesn't matter; they're still peas, sweet peas. But this is a cup of sweet peas from our frozen bag that we had, and then we still have onions left. So I took 1/4 of an onion and minced it really small right here. So we didn't use too much of the onion. And then on the second grocery store run that I did, I had to buy an additional ingredient, which is this can of cream of mushroom soup that we're going to add to this. Could we have done it without it? Yes, probably so. But this is how I've made it in the past. This is how my mom made it. So I'm going to make it this way. And then again, we have our staple items that are in our pantry: granulated garlic, onion powder, salt, pepper. So let's get started. Okay, so we have our noodles right here, and I've taken the 2 cans of tuna and I drained them. And actually, I'm going to put on some gloves because I don't want my hands smelling like onions and tuna fish. So we're going to add the 2 cans that I've already pre-drained into our noodles, our elbow macaroni noodles. And then we're going to take the can of creamed mushroom soup and add that in. Okay. I always like to get all the contents out, so I'm going to take this small spoon that I have here, or I don't have a spatula handy, but we're going to make sure all the contents is out. That's important because that's what money. Okay. My staff here, I know I get on their nerves all the time, but I don't care because you have a lot of product in here that you're just leaving. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the milk that we already have measured out to make sure that we get everything out of this can. Okay. And this is something that my grandma used to do all the time. Make sure that everything was out of the can. So we have that right there. And then we're going to add in our finely minced onions. And again, that is about 1/4 of an onion. So it ends up being, once we mince it, maybe, I'm sorry, I should have measured it, but ends up being about maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons. We're going to mix all this together like this. Mix it all in. If you want to make this stretch a little, I use 2 cans of tuna because I want the protein of the tuna in here, and we have it to use. But if you didn't want to use all of it, you could have just used 1 can. You see, I mean, it's still a nice amount of tuna in there. We're going to add in our sweet peas. We need our vegetables in there. And then we're going to season it up with some black pepper And this actually cooks, we're going to bake this too. So make sure you turn on your ovens, 350. And we're going to bake this momentarily. This is garlic powder we'll add in. Again, you know, I don't do a whole lot of measuring, but I can tell you approximate. This ends up being about a half a teaspoon. Same with we'll just add in just a little bit of onion powder because we already have the onions in there. And just a little bit of salt. So it ends up being about, we can always add salt, remember. Always add salt when you're eating at the end. And plus, this cheese has salt in it too. All right, so we're going to mix all this up. And I put in, leave some of the cheese for the top. We want at the end. And then we're going to add in the rest of our milk. And so, yep, your mixture should have this consistency. Because we're going to, like I said, bake it down for about 20 minutes or so. Okay, so there you have it. I'm actually going to taste it just to make sure we have enough seasoning. I'm going to put in a little bit more garlic, and we'll be ready to bake this. So it looks like I may have to get another casserole dish, but we'll use this and we'll make it work. But again, this could go into 2 different casserole dishes. And then we're going to bake this, as I said before. We're going to add the cheese towards the end. We'll brown it up, cook it, bake it first, and then we'll use the rest of this cheese for the last, I would say, 10 minutes or so. You want to make sure you get all this goodness too, because this is very important to add. Plus, that's money. You're just leaving right there. Okay? So, there we have it. We're going to pop this in the oven, like I said, 350 for about maybe 20 minutes. We'll start off with 20 minutes and see what happens. Okay, so we'll be back.
Well, while that's cooking, I gotta tell you that RX Catering has you covered for all your corporate events. Employee lunches, networking receptions, executive leadership functions, and even that corporate meeting where you just want great food. Because you know the biggest morale booster is fantastic food made with love. And of course at RX Catering, we got you covered. Check us out at rxcatering-cc.com. Let's get back to that recipe.
Okay, we're back. We've pulled everything out of the oven, our casserole out of the oven. It's been in for about 25 minutes on 350. And let's see how many portions we can get out of this. Again, we're going to do, it looks great. So it looks like we can get several. But these are, remember, 2-ounce portions. We're going to portion this out at 6 ounces. Okay. Again, this is, it has our tuna in it. It has our vegetables. It also has pasta, dairy. So it's a pretty complete meal here. 2, 4, 6, yeah. And again, this was with 2 cans of tuna, a half a box of pasta, and then 1 cup of sweet peas. And you saw the other ingredients. So this is yielding a fair amount of food for us. That's stretching. So it looks like we'll probably get 2, 4, total of 6. 2, 4. Yeah. So including the one that I plated up. So we have 6 portions of our tuna casserole. Another option for you to utilize and incorporate for the SNAP challenge, 6 hours a day for 30 days. I hope this is helpful. Until the next time, thanks for joining us.